അസംബ്ലി ഇലക്ഷനിലോട്ട് പോവുകയാണ്. അതിന്റെ ഭാഗമായിട്ടാണ് IT നോഡൽ ഓഫീസർമാരെ നമ്മൾ ഓൺബോർഡ് ചെയ്തിരിക്കുന്നത്. അപ്പം നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഓൾറെഡി ഇതിന്റെ അകത്ത് പലരും പാർലമെന്റ് ഇലക്ഷനും അതുപോലെ ബൈ ഇലക്ഷൻസും കൈകാര്യം ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ടാവും. എന്നാൽ പുതിയ ആൾക്കാരും ഉണ്ടാവും. അപ്പം ECIയുടെ നമുക്കൊരു 4-5 ആപ്ലിക്കേഷൻസ് നമ്മൾ ഓൺബോർഡ് ചെയ്യണം. അത് നമ്മൾ ഈ ഇലക്ഷൻ ത്രൂ ഔട്ട് ഡിപ്ലോയ് ചെയ്യണം. അതിന്റെ ആക്ടിവിറ്റീസ്, ഓപ്പറേഷൻസ് എല്ലാ കാര്യങ്ങളും നമ്മൾ ചെയ്യേണ്ടതായിട്ടുണ്ട്. അപ്പം അതിന്റെ ഒരു ഇനിഷ്യൽ ബ്രീഫിംഗ് എന്നുള്ള രീതിയിലാണ് നമ്മൾ ഈ മീറ്റിംഗ് സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്തിരിക്കുന്നത്. നമ്മുടെ ടീം ഹെഡ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് ജെറോമിക് ജോർജ് IAS സാറാണ്. സാറാണ് അഡീഷണൽ CEO. സാറിന്റെ നേതൃത്വത്തിലാണ് നമ്മൾ ഇത്തവണ ജനറൽ ഇലക്ഷൻ നേരിടുന്നത്. സാർ സാർ പ്രസന്റേഷനിലോട്ട് പോട്ടെ സാർ. ഓക്കെ. സ്ക്രീൻ കാണാൻ പറ്റുന്നുണ്ടല്ലോ അല്ലേ?
കാണാം.
ഓക്കെ.
എല്ലാവർക്കും നമസ്കാരം. നേരത്തെ ഷൈൻ പറഞ്ഞു നമ്മുടെ IT നോഡൽ ഓഫീസേഴ്സ് എല്ലാവരും ഇതിനകത്ത് പങ്കെടുത്തു. ഫസ്റ്റ് മീറ്റിംഗ് ആണ് നമ്മൾ കൂടുന്നത്. പലരും ഓൾറെഡി നേരത്തെ കഴിഞ്ഞ മുൻ ഇലക്ഷൻസിലെല്ലാം നോഡൽ ഓഫീസർ ആയിട്ടുണ്ട്. എല്ലാവരും ഒന്ന് പ്രത്യേകമായിട്ട് ഇപ്പോഴത്തെ ECI നെറ്റിലുള്ള ആപ്ലിക്കേഷൻസിനകത്ത് പ്ലസ് എന്തെങ്കിലും പുതിയതായിട്ടുള്ള വന്നിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ന്യൂ ആപ്ലിക്കേഷൻസ് വന്നിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അതിവിടെ ഷൈൻ അവതരിപ്പിക്കും. എനിക്ക് ജസ്റ്റ് ആമുഖമായിട്ട് ഇത്രേ പറയാനുള്ളൂ. എല്ലാവരും വളരെ നല്ല രീതിയിൽ ഒറ്റക്കെട്ടായിട്ട് ഒരു ടീമായിട്ട് പ്രവർത്തിക്കണം. മാക്സിമം ആയിട്ട് നമുക്ക് ഈ ആപ്ലിക്കേഷൻസ് എല്ലാം സ്മൂത്ത് ആയിട്ട് റൺ ചെയ്യാനുള്ള സപ്പോർട്ടും ഫെസിലിറ്റേഷൻ എല്ലാം കൊടുക്കണം. അത് മസ്റ്റാണ്. എന്തെങ്കിലും സംശയങ്ങളുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ നമ്മളത് ഇടപെട്ടിട്ട് അത് പരിഹരിക്കേണ്ടതാണ്. ഓക്കെ, ശരി, താങ്ക് യു. അപ്പം ഷൈൻ ഒന്ന് സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്തോളൂ.
ഓക്കെ സാർ, താങ്ക് യു. ഓക്കെ, ഗുഡ് മോർണിംഗ് ഓൾ. എൻ്റെ പേര് ഷൈൻ. ഞാനാണ് അസിസ്റ്റന്റ് നോഡൽ ഓഫീസർ IT. പലരും ഇതിനു മുമ്പും നമ്മൾ ഒരുമിച്ച് വർക്ക് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. അപ്പം ഇതിൽ നമുക്ക് പ്രധാനമായിട്ടും ECI ആപ്ലിക്കേഷൻസും ഉണ്ട്. ഹലോ
Sir, Namaskaram. So I would request CEO office that I am from Delhi and I have joined in Kerala. So it is tough for me to understand Malayalam. If possible, can be considered a request.
Yeah, please do it in English.
Yeah, we will. So welcome to the meeting. Actually, we are going for a General Assembly election. So my name is Shain Jose. I am the Assistant Nodal Officer for IT applications. So we will be having a Nodal Officer who will be joining soon, and we will meet him. So currently, I will go through the basic IT applications that we are handling for the general elections. So we will go for the presentations. Hope my screen is visible, right? Hello?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. So ECI applications, there are two type of applications. We have ECI applications, which is very, very important, which is directly deployed from the Election Commission of India. So this time we have 5 applications, and ECI Net, which is earlier termed as NCore. Most of you might have known that we are doing all the election related operations in the ECI Net or NCore application, like starting with the filing of candidate nomination, then permissions, then voter turnout, everything till the index card publication, we are doing it in the ECI Net. So this time we are actually implementing the first time the index card finalization. Earlier we have a physical index card and a soft IT index card, but this time there will not be any physical index card. There will be only the index card which will be finalized through the NCore application. So the importance is that every data should be accurate. We cannot go back or we cannot correct it. So whenever we are filling the details of the nomination, whenever we are filling the details of voter turnout or electoral data, everything should be accurate and verified accordingly, because at the end, everybody might have known index card is the last stage of NCore application. And during the finalization of the index card, we will face an issue. So this is the first request we are placing, that we should ensure that every details filled in the Encore application should be accurate. So a detailed training on this Encore application we will take in the later stage. So this is since the initial meeting we will just brief about the applications. Another application is cVigil, which we are running from past 2018 or 17 onwards. This application is live from ECA. As everybody know, this is related to the model code of conduct. So once election is declared, model code of conduct will take place, and we have the field officers will be in the field, and they have to look after the model code of conduct violations, anything related to that. So this is a cVigil is a mobile app for the field units and also a portal for district control rooms. So what cVigil today we will go detailed because this is the first thing we have to be onboarded during the election announcement. Then we have ESMS also. ESMS related to an election seizure management system. Election seizures means that during the election time there will be a lot of items will be trafficking throughout the roads like cash, liquor, drugs, etc. So our field officers should intercept it, and the district nodal officers of the agencies, enforcement agencies, will seize it. ESMS and cVigil we will go detail today. Then we have ECI Net Pro app. So this is the first time we are coming up with ECI Net PRO app. Already Malappuram team might be have known that we have implemented this in Nelambur by-election. So what is basically ECNet PRO app means? It is exact the replica of our poll manager. So poll manager, I think everybody knows how poll manager works. It is an application which is used by the presiding officers during the P-1 and P day. P-1 means the day before the poll day and day on the poll day. So what it is like basically it is like a questionnaire only where the polling party has reached the voting center, whether mock poll started, whether start of poll done, then polling trends on a 2-hour basis. So this time, all this data will be done by, for example, last time in the Encore, the RO team is entering the 2-hour voter turnout, right? So 2-hour voter turnout was entered by RO team, but this time RO team has just to look after these presiding officers. So these presiding officers on a timely basis, on a 2-hour basis, they have to enter the voter turnout. How many voters have reached their polling booth and casted the vote should be entered through this PRO app. So this is the first time we are implementing throughout Kerala. We have successfully implemented in Nelambur by-election. So that is one of the main applications which we have to train it to the presiding officers who are selected for the polling activity. Then we have ETPBMS. So everybody knows ETPBMS. It is related to the service voters. So we have service voters in our state, and they will be casting their postal vote through this ETPBMS platform. Next comes to the CEO application. CEO applications, as already know that we have an order software which is used for the manpower deployment of the polling officers, and it is handled by NIC Kerala. It is developed by NIC Kerala. Then we might be having other applications which is decided by CEO Kerala in the due course. Like last time we had Avagasham portal for the postal ballot system, etc. So anything that comes up from CEO office uh, will be informed to you, and we have to implement that in the state for the election activity. So these are the main applications. Main applications we are handling for the general election. So currently, for the immediate action, what we required is that for every RO, there should be an IT nodal officer. As we know, we have district IT nodal officer and assistant nodal officers, but that's not enough. In every district, all ROs should have a designated IT nodal officer who handles all the IT applications related to the RO. So first thing is that we will give the intimation to all DEOs and ROs for posting the IT nodal officer. So we have to ensure that all returning officer has appointed an IT nodal officer for coordinating all election activities, all IT related election activities. So that details has to be shared with the CEO office. The next thing is that RO details we already have. We will be sharing it with you also. We want a confirmation that the given RO details are accurate. Already we have got it from the EDCs and from districts, but we want to verify that the details are correct. Because we have to create the Encore logins based on these details. So these details should be accurate for creation of the Encore logins. Then the immediate action is the deployment of teams in cVigil and the ESMS application. So in the cVigil application, we have to deploy the surveillance teams, and we have to onboard the returning officers. And comes to the ESMS application, we have to deploy SST, FST teams, then DLBC, and the banks for operating within the district. So these things has to be done on immediately. And then the other applications in the coming next days, we will take separate sessions. That will be, I think that will be okay. So till this time, anybody has any clarifications required can raise the question. So no questions, I think. We can move further.
Yes, please.
Yeah. So today we will cover the cVigil and ESMS application because that is very important that once the election is declared, the immediate application which has to be deployed is cVigil and ESMS. Actually, ESMS application has already been deployed from the CEO office, and field level activities are happening from the enforcement agency side. So once the election is declared, we need the district teams to be onboarded in both applications. So first cVigil. cVigil, as everybody knows, uh, it is a application which is used to uh, identify the violations of MCC, Model Code of Conduct. For example, if somebody has put a poster in front of any home or any private property, if some citizens comes and put a picture and raise a complaint in the cVigil application, then immediately that application will reach us to the district control room. Control room has to assign it to a flying squad or SST team and surveillance team, and the surveillance team should reach that spot and should take an action and should submit a report, and that report will goes to the returning officer, and returning officer will decide on the decision to be taken for that case. So this is the flow actually. So there will be a mobile app for the citizen to raise their complaints. So citizens can raise their complaint through mobile app. This mobile app reaches to the district control room. So there is a portal for cVigil where the control room teams will be getting the details immediately once a citizen raises a complaint to the cVigil app. And from the district control room, the control room officials has to forward it to a field official, a surveillance team, and in surveillance team will be having a cVigil mobile app, investigator app, and with that app the notification will come to that app, and using that app he has to rectify that complaint, and which reaches to the RO, and RO has to take a decision and close the complaint. So what are the activities in the cVigil applications? So first thing in cVigil application, every DEO logins had been created from CEO office. So all DEOs are onboarded with their CUG numbers in the cVigil application. So first thing what we have to do is that creation of the surveillance team. So in that there will be an option to create the surveillance team that I can show it on live after this. So first we have to create the surveillance team. Then we have to create the ECC supervisor, means the control room logins, because the control room people has to monitor this 24/7. So immediately there should be a 24/7 control room for cVigil and the cVigil, and we have to onboard the supervisors and the FST team. This is the immediate activity we have to do. Then during the election time, the district control room, what DEO has to do is that to check the complaint, how it is, whether it is a false complaint, to drop it or to assign it to a assign it to a assign it to any field officials if required. So drop the complaint means there will be some complaints which we cannot take an action. For example, if somebody just put some photos which is not related to election and raise a complaint, so the control room itself can drop the complaint as a false complaint. So DCC has to, the control room has to decide whether it is false or whether it has to be escalated. Then the control room has to monitor whether this complaint is getting resolved within 100 minutes. So I have strike down the 100 and put it in 60 minutes, that I will come later. Then the DEO what has to do is the monitoring purpose only. So these things are to be done by the DEO. So the district control room basically. Then comes to RO. So RO login also will be created by DEO, and RO will be having a portal which he has to log in, and all the cVigil cases which had been forwarded by the uh, field teams. For example, FST surveillance team will be there in the RO login, and RO has to take a decision. So what are the decisions that we will further go on, and that RO has to take a decision and has to close it. So these are the things which has to be done by the DEOs and ROs. So what is actually cVigil? So cVigil is once a citizen raises a complaint in the cVigil mobile application, it should be resolved within 100 minutes. But in the CEC meeting that has happened last week, it has been decided that Kerala has to do the turnaround time, or Kerala has to resolve the complaint within 60 minutes. So this is very important that CEC, which is Chief Election Commissioner, has given us instruction that we have to complete the actions within 60 minutes. So basically, this is a split up. So district collector assign complaint. So when a complaint raises by a citizen, it comes to the district collector control room login. So for 5 minutes, DCCs can think and take a decision. After that 5 minutes, it will be an overdue in your DCC login. So before 5 minutes, it has to be either assigned to a FST, or you have to drop considering it as a false complaint. Any decision has to be taken within 5 minutes. Then in 15 minutes, the field team should reach the spot, and in 30 minutes, the field team should rectify it and submit the report, and in 50 minutes, the returning officer should dispose the complaint. So this is the 100 minutes calculation. So this we have to come and make it into 60 minutes. We will give the intimations to the districts accordingly. So what we have in cVigil. So cVigil is basically, we have many applications, because the citizens, there is a mobile application which is called cVigil Citizen. Then district control room, there is a mobile application and also a portal to monitor the activities. So you can give it to the collectors and all before monitoring how this is happening. Then for field units, we have cVigil Investigator app. So this app, we have to the field level units has to install it and go to the field with this application, and then they have to take a decision. For the returning officer, there will be having a cVigil Decider app, but we can do it in the portal also. So it will be easy if we can do it in the portal, because basically the mobile app is basically for the field units and for citizens. Other things we can use the portal, that will be easier. Then we have app for observers, and then we have cVigil Monitor app. This is for actually for observers to watching the activities happening, and for ECA and EU, CU, etc. we have cVigil Monitor app also. So these are the applications in the cVigil. So next thing is that so what is the Investigator app? So this is the main application. So Investigator app is the main application which we are going to handle, because citizens will use their applications and they will use it. But in the case of Investigator application, we have to onboard the surveillance team. We have to train the surveillance team to how they use the application. So cVigil Investigator app is very much important. So what this cVigil Investigator app, while logging inside the cVigil Investigator app, we will see 3 colors of circles, which is one blue, one purple, one red. So one blue is the new cases which we have to take it up, purple is the accepted cases, and red is the overdue cases. So how this app will work, I will just share the screenshots, because currently we have not, since election is not announced, there is no applications currently running. So currently we will go through the screens. So what happens is that while downloading the app, the app will go to this window, that SMS, phone state, location, etc. We have to provide it allow. Then the mobile number of the investigator, which we have onboarded, should be given here. Send OTP and then login inside the app. So while we log in inside, you can see that there will be a menu board which is showing live view, dashboard, reports, etc. So here the important 2 things are the live view and suo moto report. So live view and suo moto report, we will go explain detail. So what happens? You can see this will be the login, and you can see a number 5 which is circled in circled. So what is that 5 means? It is showing in red. So this particular investigator has a 5 overdue cases which has to be handled. So it is very important that these cases to be handled. So we should not encourage that this should go in red. This should be in blue. I hope you are understanding. The 5 should be only in blue. This case, it is in overdue. So when we click that 5, the list of cases will be shown, as you can see in the screenshot. So the investigator have the list of cases which he has to attend. Then he has to click on that case. Then it will go to this window. Here they will automatically capture the timestamp, the GPS location, etc. Then you have to do the action. The first thing is that in the assigned case here, you can see you can reject and accept the case. See, the investigator can also reject the case if it is not dealing with any election, or if it is not under his or her jurisdiction. He can reject the case. So if we can see that, if in this button, if in the reject button, if we click, then it will go to submit, to accept, and then he has to submit. So once the investigator accept the case, it is his responsibility to give the report to RO. So once he submit the case, it will go to another window, as you can see here, and he is replying for that particular incident, and he has to file a report. then he has to upload the particular image, the action taken image. So see, so citizen might have uploaded an image which is showing a board in a private property. So the investigator will reach there and will remove the board and will take a photograph, and then he will enter a report, and then he will submit the report. So once submitted, then the investigator role has ended. So once he has submitted the report, he has taken up the case, he has given the reply, and he has submitted the report. His role has ended at that time. So he has no role on that case. He can go previous window and he can select it other cases and take actions accordingly. The next thing is suo motu report. This is also very important because not only citizens, these officers has to ensure that the model code of conduct is not violated. It is not only the responsibility of the citizen to show us that there is a violation of model conduct. This is also the responsibility of the surveillance team to ensure that there is no violation of model code of conduct. So suo motu report is mainly for that. This means the citizen or the not citizen, the officials has to suo motu. If they are coming, if they are going in the field and they are seeing a violation, they can raise the report in the mobile application. For that, they have to click on the suo motu report, and then they have to select the incident. They can attach the both photos, the violation photo and the rectification photo. Then he has to write a report, and then he has submit a report. So this is a suo motu case. So there are two type of cases. One is assigned from the control room, and one is suo motu case, which has to be done by the officers by themselves. During the field visit, if any violations are happening, they have to file it themselves. So there are two type of cases. So then that is an investigator app. So investigator is all about submitting the reports, whether it is done through a citizen or whether it is done through suo motu case. So next comes so what happens once he submit the report? So investigator has submit the report, and that report, that particular case will go to the RO login. So every ROs will be provided by a login which you have to create. DEO has to create the RO login, and that login the RO has to log into that system, and he should monitor that the cases will be coming. Whatever cases investigator had submitted reports will be coming to the RO login. So what RO has to take? RO has three options. One is drop the case. So that investigator will say that this is not a complaint. There is no violation of NCC. Then RO can drop the case. Then RO has another option to dispose the case. RO finds that the case has already been addressed. Right? That means that RO has made that investigator has made the decision. They have rectified it, and RO has found it that the investigator has rectified that, and the issue is cleared. Then RO can dispose the case. Next is escalate the case. For example, some cases RO cannot take the decision within 60 minutes. In some cases, ROs may have to take an opinion, may have to come to CEO office, or may have to decide with the DEO. So he might not have the ability to take it within 60 minutes. So that case, he or she has to move it to a escalate state. So there will be three options. One is drop. He can drop the case considering it as a false complaint or there is no value for the case. Then he can dispose the case, founding it as correct case. Then one is escalating the case. So RO has to do the portal cvigil.ec8.gov.in. Then in the select stakeholders, you have to see that in the select stakeholders, we have to select the returning officer, then enter the mobile number, send OTP or password. Then you have to log in. So RO, what he is visible is that he will be seeing all the cases which is come to his login. All the cases which as investigator submitted the report will be visible in the login. You can see in the screen itself. So each login, he has to click on the cVigil ID. Then it will come to another window where all the details related to that case will be displayed. So he can go through the case. He can go through the field unit report, means investigator, whatever investigator has submitted, he or she can visible. We can go through that. Then here he has to take a decision, drop, dispose, or escalate. So he has to give it a whatever decision she is taking or he is taking, he has to put it here. A reply has to be given, and reply to citizen has to be submitted. Then the RO role has been ended. Likewise, each case has to be taken action and has to dispose it. So it is very, very important that this should be done. All these things should be done within 60 minutes. So this will be like a RO, this DEO control login. So the cases will be listed. Whenever the citizens are raising the cases, it will be listed in here. And here the control room have earlier I said 5 minutes only. Within 5 minutes, they have to assign the case to a field officer or can drop the case considering it as a false case. So here he has to click on it and assign the case to a FST. So this is the window where when once he is assigning, it will be asked select the assembly. So DO has maybe having 10 assemblies or 5 assemblies. He has to select assembly. He has to select the concerned FST team which has to handle this case. So there will be a jurisdiction and all for the FSTs. So he has to decide whether this is assigned to the correct field officer. So field officer has, I actually told that there are two options. Either he can drop the case or he can transfer it to the field level officer. He can drop the case citing some reasons, duplicate reasons, test cases, or it is not a value case, etc. So options are there. The control room official can drop the case or send it to FSC. And if at all a case which is not related to your districts comes to your login, you can transfer the case to other district also. There is an option for that also. These all things has to be decided in the control room. So these are the main things happening in the cVigil applications. So if any questions are there, you can ask. Then we will move on to ESMS application. So this is a very old application. Everybody is knowing it. So maybe some new persons are there. So if any questions or doubts, you can raise it here.
What is happening to escalated cases? Who will be handling them?
Yeah. So escalated cases, what is happening that it will come back to the RO login only. So what is happening that within 60 minutes, the RO can't take a decision. So she just escalated it. She or he just escalated it. It will come back to the RO login within 24 hours. She has to take a decision and dispose the case. So basically, the RO will get a time for disposing the case, which will not affect our turnaround time also. So this is not for every cases. This should happen only for major cases which we can't take a decision. Whether it is very rare also, whether she has to consult with the DEO, CEO, etc., and take a decision only. In that case only, this escalation will happen, and that will come back to RO login, and RO can decide it within 24 hours and they can dispose the case.
And what about that NGSP portal?
No, it will not go to NGSP portal. It will only go to cVigil RO portal only. You have to dispose it from the RO portal itself. No NGV or NGSP portal.
But we have to onboard FST as well as SST in cVigil, both.
See, in cVigil applications, it is saying as a surveillance team. So whoever doing the surveillance can be onboarded in the cVigil application. So SST, FST, you can add.
Sir, one question, sir. Sir,
Yeah.
you said that the field officers can dispose the case, correct? But let's say the case is genuine, but the field officer has mistakenly disposed the case as false
Yeah.
alarm. Can we reopen that case? Can RO has the...
Yes, RO can take a decision.
Okay.
Sign every ECINet app use the cVigil investigator app use.
That I will come, sir. Okay, fine. So this time we have an ECN, sir. That I will come when I show the demo. That will be better. So ECNet app is there. ECNet is nothing but all the applications has come to a single platform. So that is ECNet app. So I will show a demo later. Okay, hope we can go to ESMS.
No, one more question, Shine.
Yeah.
In the portal DCC interface, the assembly AC, the boundaries, will that be shown so that the DCC people can understand whether it belongs to the which
See, the
assembly
case will
constituent?
be yes. The details will be shown.
Okay, the boundaries will be shown on the map,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Okay, yeah, thank you. And is there any method for DCC people to identify whether that is an SST team or an FST team?
Yeah. The team, all the teams that you have onboarded will be displayed to the DCC team, and he can allocate accordingly. So all will be displayed in a drop down.
They'll be able to differentiate on the map.
Yeah. You have to decide the name of the teams while you are onboarding. That I will show in the live. Okay.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yeah.
I think color code is also there.
No, it is asking. Yeah. No, assigning the case, they have to know which SST, how they will differentiate. What that was a question.
No.
Okay, then we come to ESMS. So why we cVigil and ESMS is together is that in the cVigil portal, both these modules are together actually. So we can say that ESMS is a module in the cVigil portal. So what is actually ESMS? So ESMS is actually it's a data entry platform. Very simply, if you are speaking, it's a data entry platform where we will be entering the seized items. For example, during the election time, money will be trafficking and gold will be trafficking, liquors will be trafficking. So whatever which has been seized by the enforcement agencies will be displayed in that report. So it is actually a report generating software for the ECI, CEO and EO or RO. Everybody can view the seizures happened in their assembly constituency, in their district, in their uh, state. So what happens is that how many liquors has been seized till this time, how many money has been seized till this time, how many precious items have been seized till this time. So these things are entered in this ESMS application. This application is introduced in 2020 for parliament election only. So this is basically considering the cVigil portal. This is a new application. So, as I earlier said, this is just to digitize the data that happening in the field. This is what the objective of the ESMS application. So the agencies, we want to know what are happening in the field, what all features are happening in the field. So this is just a data. This is just a portal which is showing the data of the features happening in the field. So we have a web application and we have a mobile application for this. So web application is mainly for the nodal officers, the state nodal officers, district nodal officers, etc. Mobile application is basically for the field level teams who are going in the field and doing the intercept and seizures. So what happens in this ESMS is that from the DEO logins, DEOs has to onboard the SST and FST team. So FST and SST team will be onboarded and there is a mobile application named ESMS. So these FST bar SST teams has to install the ESMS mobile application. And during the field visit, if they have come up with a case which they have found that there is some trafficking of liquor and they have came to such a situation. So what is this FST and SST team has only the right to intercept any commodities or anything like this. So FST has SST do not have the authority to seize any item. I hope you are understanding. They can intercept the item. അവർക്ക് ആ item തടഞ്ഞു വെക്കാൻ മാത്രമേ പറ്റത്തുള്ളൂ. അപ്പം if FST or SST comes up with such a case, they have found out that there is a liquor is trafficking through a vehicle and they have found it that they can intercept them. അവർക്ക് അവരെ തടഞ്ഞു വെക്കാം. തടഞ്ഞു വെച്ചതിന് ശേഷം once they have intercepted, they have to log into this portal and they have to enter the details. So, for example, they have to enter that they have intercepted liquor. It is this much liter and an expected value of the liquor is this much. And they have to submit it. So, once they submitted, this information will go to the nodal officers of the enforcement agencies. So, the enforcement agencies are, for example, police, income tax, RPF, CRPF, like that we have about 20 enforcement agencies. So what happens once the FST has intercepted a particular thing, it will go to the mobile application of the district nodal officers of these enforcement agencies. For example, if you have come up with a vehicle with about 15 lakh rupees, so what happens is that in the mobile app you will enter that you have intercepted 15 lakh rupees. So this will be visible to the district nodal officers of all enforcement agencies. But who has to take the action? Since this is money, this action should be taken by, and also this is more than 10 lakhs, the action has to be taken by the income tax department. So there is a nodal officer for district nodal officer for the income tax department. So in his mobile application, once our FSC team has intercepted the item, the income tax nodal officer mobile application, it will be visible and he will come to the field. So he will come to reach the intercepting team. So the enforcement agency then will, so FST will hand over the case to the enforcement agency. As I earlier said, FST team has no authority to seize, so they will intercept only. So once the income tax team or the enforcement district nodal officer reaches the site, the FST team will hand over the seizure item, the intercepted item to the district nodal officer. So what district nodal officer will do is that he will, in his mobile application, he will enter the seizure value or a seizure item, the details of the seizure. So what FST team is, they entered the intercepted data. So the seizure team will enter the seizure data. So once the district nodal officer entered the seizure data, the seized entry will be reflected in the portal. So this entry will be there, so that this team has seized 15 lakh rupees. And this, so in the dashboard, it will be shown that cash seizure, this much has been seized today. So like that, the flow is happening like this. Hope you have understood that. DEO will onboard the FST or the SST team. SST team with the mobile application reaches the field and intercept the item. They will enter the intercept details. Once they enter intercept details, it will go to the district nodal officer of the enforcement agencies, and enforcement agencies will seize that item, and that data will be reflected in the portal. This is only happening in the ESMS portal. So this is related to the district nodal officer. So every agency will be having a district nodal officer. For example, income tax will be having a district nodal officer. Already they have onboarded. So DE has to do nothing with the DE, or districts has to do nothing with this district nodal officer of enforcement agency, which had been already run and is currently running the seizure. The seizure is happening also. All the seizures are happening and we are getting the daily data. So already they are well versed with the application. So what they will do is they will do the data entry seizures, and that will be reflected in the portal. So this part, DEOs has to not to worry about this part. So what is this application? So CEO responsibility is to onboard the state nodal officer for each agency. So this is what happening. So we will be having a state nodal officer. For example, income tax will be having a state head who is onboarded to this application, and he has onboarded his district nodal officers. Hope you have understood. So income tax state nodal officer would have already onboarded the district nodal officers. So income, other CRPF and other agencies are there. They have already onboarded all district nodal officers. So what is the DEO responsibility? So DEO has just to onboard the FST and SST team for each AC. So this is one thing. So all the SST and FST teams should be onboarded to the ESMS team, ESMS portal. So here one confusion is happening, that since ESMS and cVigil is in the same portal, if we onboard the SST bar FST in the cVigil, then there is no need to onboard in ESMS, but it is not correct. Separately, you have to onboard in ESMS application, in ESMS also. Even if you have onboarded SST FST team in the cVigil portal, cVigil, that DCC cVigil module, separately you have to onboard the same team in the ESMS application also. That has to be taken care. Then another thing is DLBC. So this is another part of this application. So what is DLBC? So district level bank coordinator. So what is happening is that during the election time, these banks or these financial institutions has to move cash from one ATM to another ATM, or one bank to another bank. So in the field, if our officers have intercepted that thing, so some record should be there for these teams. For that, we are generating a QR code through banks to display to our field teams. For that, we have to onboard the DLBC. Detail we will come in the later slides. So what DLBC is? A district level bank coordinator. So you will be having a DLBC in your district. You have to onboard him also in the ESMS portal. So this is state nodal officer responsibility, that we will be taking care. District nodal officers, that state nodal officers will be taking care of it. Then seizures. Seizures we have, so seizure use cases, we have three types are there. Intercept seizure is there, intercepted seizure is there, suo-motor seizure is there. So what is intercept? Intercept means FST and SST team only have the right, FST and SST team only has the role of intercepting it, that is intercept. So there will not be any seizure happening, it will be intercept only. What is intercepted seizure? Intercepted seizure means those seizures where the intercept is done by the FST bar SST team is called as intercepted seizures, and it will be done by the district nodal officers or state nodal officers of the enforcement agency. Then we have suo-moto seizure, which will be done by the district nodal officer of the particular agency only. Hope you have understood that. Intercept is only for FST bar SST. Intercepted seizure is those seizures which is intercepted by FST will be done by the district nodal officers, and suo-moto seizures the state nodal enforcement agency or district nodal officer will do by themselves.
Shine, excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah, here that first point intercept. They are telling to hand over the intercepted items.
Yes.
So it is confusing, no? Actually,
Sir, the
only we
intercept
have to
means
intercept. That FST has to intercept, and the seizure has to be done by the district nodal.
yes, sir. Intercept means we are not allowing them to move anyway. We are capturing that item. We are not seizing it. We are just holding that item there.
Oh, that is the
When
meaning.
the seizure teams comes, only we have to take a decision on that. So actually, it is intercepted by the FST team. When the seizure team comes, the case is handed over to them. That is what is meant by it for seizing it.
Shane, minimum cash limit എത്രയാണ് ഇതിന്റെ?
Madam, 10 lakhs on income tax intercept ചെയ്യേണ്ടത്. Less than 10 lakhs district expenditure officer there is a procedure in district expenditure officer.
പബ്ലിക്കിനെ ഹാൻഡിൽ ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുന്ന അല്ലെങ്കിൽ അവർക്ക് കൈവശം വെക്കാൻ പറ്റുന്ന മാക്സിമം എമൗണ്ട് എത്രയാണ്? Above that they have to intercept, right?
Above that they have to intercept, and but that limit I have to check, madam. Above that they have to intercept, and if the party has given a document proving that this is done, this is related to this, they can withdraw also.
Shine is already SST and FST in place.
No, sir. It has to be done by DE only. Only the district nodal officers of the enforcement agencies has been onboarded in the application.
You already told that seizure is already happening. That means it is a suo
Yes, sir. It is suo moto seizures happening by the district nodal officers of the enforcement agencies.
Sir, one question. Is there any time bound for this activity also? Like they have to
No. There is no time bound.
Like they can take in 60 minutes or 2 hours.
No. We can. There is no time limit given for this.
Okay, sir.
Another question: if there is a time delay between the seizure interception and the seizure, then how can we manage that? If it is like 30 minutes or 1 hour, probably it is okay for the FST team to manage it. If there is an hours of delay between the interception and the seizure, then how do they manage it in the field level?
So that is an administrative call actually. It is the seizure team has to reach then, and intercept team has to hand over. Then only that will happen. So how that coordination will happen? They can coordinate through mobile phones. They can call them or through other officers also.
Because as far as I understood, per agency there will be a single district nodal officer, correct? And
Yes,
one
yes.
person, it will definitely take time for to reach from one place to another, definitely.
Yeah.
Another question is, suppose a nodal officer is doing a suo moto seizure, and then suppose I am from income tax, but I find 10 liters of liquor along with 10 lakhs rupees or 15 lakhs rupees.
Yeah.
Then how do they manage that situation? Because I can
Both has to be
suo moto
ended separately.
but because I can seize only my cash part of it, I cannot seize liquor because it doesn't belong to my agency. Then
That
how
has
do
to be that has to be coordinated with the nodal agencies, madam. Already they might be having a coordination, so they will coordinate that. That is not
okay.
a.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Also, I want to add, actually, these procedure things we don't have to bother about because
Yes, yes.
there is already a nodal officer and they will get adequate training about this formalities and all those things. They have to take care of only about the IT application and the functionality of IT application.
Yes, sir. Correct.
Then one more thing. This DLBC only we have to onboard.
Sir, FST, SST and DL.
They will do it.
Sir, for FST, SST and DLBC, DEOs has to onboard.
No, DLBC we have to onboard. Then DLBC will onboard all other banks.
Yes, sir. That I will come, sir. In the later stage, it is there.
Okay.
Okay, I can continue, right? So, okay, then cash transfer use case. So what is happening? Actually, I earlier said banks will be moving huge amount of cash from one bank to another, one ATM to another, or anything related to the banks or any financial institutions. What is happening is that we have to onboard the district level bank coordinator. So what he will give, once he is onboarded, he will be having a login. Through his login, he has to create various banks, logins for the various banks. And what banks will do is that they will generate a QR code. So for example, if SBI Trivandrum branch is planning to move 50 lakh rupees from Trivandrum to Karamana, then they have to create a QR code mentioning all these details, and that QR code has to be given to the official who is accompanying the vehicle. And if a intercept or if a field level officer has intercepted the vehicle, they can show that they can, through that mobile app, they can scan the QR code and they will get the details and they can verify the details and they can allow the vehicle movement. So this is what is happening in the bank scenario. So once again, I will say DOs will onboard district level bank coordinator. District level bank coordinator will onboard all the banks under his jurisdiction, and all the banks will have a login. And they have to, before the cash movement, they have to generate a QR code through that login, and they have to give that QR code to the official who is accompanying the vehicle. If at all anybody has intercepted their vehicle, they can show the QR code, and through the mobile app, these officers can scan it and verify the details, and they can either allow the movement of the cash, or if they cannot verify it, they can intercept it, and till a further decision, they can intercept the vehicle. So this is what is happening in the case of district level bank coordinators. So one challenge happening in this case is that there will be only one district level bank coordinator for each district. So creating the logins for every banks, maybe 100 plus banks will be there in a district. So it will be a difficult, and already we have received some questions from districts. So what will we do in that case? In that case, we can create multiple DLBCs. For example, SBI, we can create a DLBC. South Indian Bank, we can create a Canara Bank, we can create a DLBC. And for any banks, we can create DLBCs, so that the responsibility of each banks, if SBI rest upon the DLBC of the SBI. So this is a suggestion only. If if your single DLBC can onboard every bank, that is fine. If you are finding any difficulties in onboarding banks through a single DLBC, you can create multiple DLBC logins and you can make all the banks onboarded. So this is happening in the case of cash transfer. So this is just for a generic awareness that the agencies which we have onboarded in the ESMS portal, SPD, State Police Department, Income Tax, Excise, CGST, SGST, Revenue Intelligence, and about 20 agencies are there. But in this, you can see that only 4 or 5 agencies will be doing the major part in the field. So what is happening in the case of these agencies, I already said that all have been taken care of by the CEO only, this agency user onboarding. So CEO office onboard with the state nodal officer. State nodal officer has already onboarded the district nodal officer of the enforcement agencies. So what happens to DO? DO will onboard the FST, SSTs at AC level. DO will onboard the DLBC, and DLBC will onboard the banks. So from the third point, you have to take care of 3, 4, and 5. It has to be taken care of. DO has to onboard, and DO has to onboard FST, DLBC, and DLBC banks.
And one doubt.
Yeah.
Can the DLBC can create additional DLBC?
No, sir. DOs has to create.
DOs only. Okay.
Yeah. So this is a flow diagram. You can just refer it. What I have mentioned earlier is just only shown in the flow chart. So I will share the PPT in the group also. So this is onboarding to see. I'm not touching this up. So what DO has to onboard? I have already told you have an option to onboard the FST. You have to give the name, select the AC, mobile number, and email ID. Just that only have to be done. So once you get the proceedings from the DO or EDCs for regarding the posting of SST and SST, you have to onboard it here. So DLBC onboarding also, name, select bank, AC, mobile, email ID. This roles and permission that I will share the PPTs. That will be. So here one doubt that will come is that if earlier it was asked if that seizure has not taken place, or if they have intercepted an item and it is shown that there is, and for within half an hour that concerned person came up with a record that this is a according to the law they have transferred the money or they have transferred the item, then we have to release that item, correct? In the case of seizure also, if we have seized 15 lakh rupees today and tomorrow that person is coming up with some document saying that this is legal only, and the authorities have verified that this is legal and we have to release the item, then what has to be done? As I said, this ESMS portal is simply a data collection portal. So whatever happening in the field should be reflected in the portal also. So if we are releasing an item, for example, 15 lakh rupees we are releasing to the owner after verifying the documents, then we have to make that change in the application also. So what happens is that there will be an edit option for all the officers in the mobile application. So FST bar SST team can edit their records on the same day if not seized. If they have not seized any items and they have verified it and that it's legal and they want to withdraw that intercept, they can go to the edit option and they can make it as 0. They can make it as, if they have entered 15 lakhs, they can make it as 0 and save it. It will reflect it in the portal. So what happens if it is happening in the next day? For example, seizure is happening. So seizure release is happening in the next day after the verification. Then what has to be done is that particular office has to give an edit request, and that edit request will come to the CEO login, and CEO will give it the edit request, and he can give that to the he can give it as 0 and he can save it. That will be reflected in ESMS portal. Hope you have understood. If an FST or SST has intercepted an item on a day and it is after they have ended, it is found that there is no illegal activity and they can release the item, then FST and SST through their mobile app can edit it and give the value as 0 and they can save it. Then that item is considered as released. So this has to be done. Otherwise, the report generated in the ESMS portal will be, for example, if you have intercepted 15 lakh rupees and it is reflected in the portal and you have released and you have not given the edit and make it to 0, then that 15 lakh will be getting added in the next day itself. So whenever the items are released, you have to make it into 0. So what happens in the case of seizures, which already the nodal officer of the enforcement agency came to the location and seized it, and then the next day only that concerned person come up with a legal document stating that this is illegal, then there is no provision to edit by themselves. They have to give the request through the application itself to CEO. This happens, I will say the case, this happens during the less than 10 lakh case. So in the less than 10 lakh case, everybody knows that the district expenditure officer, the finance officer is the seizuring authority. So if an FST bar SST intercepted an item, intercepted an amount from the field, and the district expenditure officer has seized it, and after one day, the concerned person come to the district expenditure officer saying that this is legal and these are the documents, then district expenditure officer will release that item. At the same time, district expenditure officer has to edit the records. So he has to give against that particular case, he has to edit it and make it to 0, which is considered as released. So in that case, it will come to CEO office because it is not happening in the same day. It is happening in another day. So that case, we will give the edit request, and once edit is approved, then that nodal officer can change it. So if it is happening in the same day, FST and SST team can edit it on the same day without any approval. So next is during industrial, user may not increase the quantity bar amount. However, user may decrease the quantity bar amount. I hope that is clear. So once that seizure is happening, that intercepted seizure is happening, if you have 10 lakh, 15 lakh amount is transferred to the nodal officer, and he cannot increase the quantity, but he can decrease the quantity bar amount.
Shine, there will be two entries. Yes, FST will be enter the intercept amount and the nodal officers will enter the seizure amount. So once the seizure amount make it 0, will it automatically the intercept amount also will be 0? Or
yes.
So he need not be.
Sir, in that case, there is no if in the field, if FST is intercepting it, and the seizure team has reached there and saying that there is no problem, you can allow, means that intercept itself, they can move it to 0. After seizure, there is no provision for making it 0, sir. Once they have entered the value in the application, then they have to give the edit.
No, I am talking that the seizure is make it 0. Then will it automatically the intercept amount is also will 0, or the FST has to edit?
Yes, sir. Seizure intercepted amount and seizure amount will be 0. I think so. I will check, sir.
Okay.
Once it is seized, then intercept has no role actually. There is no need for the intercept team to make it 0. That will be done by seizure team only. So this will be the interface in the mobile application for the ESMS. So I will share the. So this is the update criteria. So what happens? Intercept edit on the same day but not seized. Suomoto sees what happens in the update. Intercepted sees the Rolisar might can check this and come up with. So this is happening in the QR code case. So what bank is doing that they will enter the vehicle number, they will enter the from date and valid till date, then driver name, driver identification, contact person, mobile number, amount, source location, and destination location. So this will be entered by the banks, and based on this, the QR code will be generated. And once the QR code is scanned, the FST SST team can verify all these details which they have used to enter the to generate the QR code. So the QR code will be like this.
Sir, one question.
Yeah, sure.
For scanning the QR code, will it be inside the application only?
Inside the application only. Inside the application.
Okay.
Sir, the edit request is through mobile app or in some other mode?
Edit request, the field officers can do it through the mobile app itself.
Mobile app. Sir, is there any provision to create additional DO user?
Additional?
DO user.
Yeah, DOs can create. That is depend upon your DOs.
Shine, I have a doubt.
Yeah.
Like in the case of QR code generation for banks, so there would be situation where the cash transfer would be for multiple ATMs, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so should we create QR codes for individual ATM? Because if a total around, if I say a 30 lakhs QR code is generated for a transfer for 5 ATMs, and if one ATM already they have transferred 10 lakhs, so they'll be transmitting the rest 20 lakhs. So in between this transit, there will be possibilities of this intercept. So there would be a mismatch in amount, no?
Yes,
So
madam.
do they have to
I
separate?
understood. In the, I think in the latest update, there will be a comment option or remark option for the banks to put where they can enter the whole route map and the cash details in that column, which can be verified by the field officers. But earlier, I don't know whether it was there. I think this time they have implemented that. So there will be a remark column for the banks, I think. So last training they have said like that. So we will check on that. Otherwise, they have to create a separate QR code for everything. But I think there will be an option to enter the details, enter the whole flow of the cash movements in a single QR code itself.
Also, I think normally this ATM filling that is done by some external agency, designated agencies. So those vehicles, I don't think that they will be intercepting.
They can, sir, but they have to make.
Normally they won't.
Normally they won't, but they can. They have to. They should have the QR code.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, one doubt is there.
Not audible, sir. Sir, not audible.
Are the FST supposed to do any suo entry in cVigil?
Yes, in cVigil, FST team has to do suo cases. See, in you are saying about MCC violations, right?
Yes.
MCC violation പറ്റിയല്ലേ പറയുന്നേ?
MCC violation പക്ഷേ ഇന്റർസെപ്റ്റ് എൻട്രിയുടെ ഒരു വയലേഷൻ അല്ലേ, അത് എൻട്രി ചെയ്യണമെന്നുള്ള ഡൗട്ട് cVigil.
See, there is എനിക്ക് കേൾക്കുന്നില്ല ക്ലിയർ ആയിട്ട്.
ഓഡിയോയുടെ ഒരു പ്രശ്നമായിരുന്നേ. അല്ല പറഞ്ഞു കേൾക്കാം.
ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ ഒന്ന് റിപ്പീറ്റ് ചെയ്യാമോ?
Naresh, there is some issue with your audio. We are not hearing.
സാർ ഡൗട്ട് എന്താണെന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ ഇന്റർസെപ്റ്റ് എൻട്രി ചെയ്ത് കഴിയുമ്പോൾ cVigil എന്തെങ്കിലും എൻട്രി ചെയ്യണമെന്നുള്ളതാണ്.
No. ഇന്റർസെപ്റ്റ് എൻട്രി എവരിബിത്തിങ് വിൽ ബി ടേക്കൺ കെയർ ഓഫ് ബൈ ദ ഫീൽഡ് ഓഫീസിലോ, അതായത് നമ്മുടെ ഫീൽഡിലുള്ള സർവൈലൻസ് SST ടീം FST ടീം എൻട്രി ചെയ്തോളൂ. നമ്മൾ പോർട്ടലിൽ വേറെ എൻട്രീസും കാര്യങ്ങളൊന്നും ഇല്ല. അവർ മാത്രമാണ് ഇന്റർസെപ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. സോ അവർ എൻട്രി ചെയ്തോളൂ. നത്തിങ് ടു ബി ഡൺ ഫ്രം DO ലോഗിൻ. DO ലോഗിനിൽ നിന്നൊന്നും ഒന്നും ചെയ്യേണ്ട കാര്യമില്ല ഫീൽഡിൽ ആക്ടിവിറ്റി നടക്കുമ്പോൾ.
ആക്ച്വലി ഈ SST ടീമിന് cVigilനും ESMSനും ലോഗിൻ ഉണ്ടാവണം.
അതെ. അതായത് രണ്ടും പ്രത്യേക ലോഗിനാണ്. cVigil എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ഒരു പ്രത്യേക ആപ്ലിക്കേഷനും ESMS ഒരു പ്രത്യേക ആപ്ലിക്കേഷനും ആയിരുന്നു.
Suppose one MCC violation is reported by an individual using the cVigil app. When the investigator team reaches the location, they see that seizure also, seizable item also is there. In that case, they have to do the investigation in the MCC also. cVigil app also. Along with that, they are supposed to do the entry in the ESMS also, correct?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
While giving the training to SST, FST, make sure that the nodal officer for these activities are present in the training. Also, you can seek the help of DLMTs. District level master trainers will be there. They will be giving the training about procedures and formalities to the SSTs. Actually, we will be focusing on the IT applications and the features and the functionalities. So whenever there is a query from the SST, FST team about formalities and procedures, they have to address the queries. Not the nodal. If nodal officer IT is aware of the, then you can tell them. But if there is any query that we don't understand or we are not aware of, you can always seek the help of the nodal officer as well as DLMTs. Okay.
Okay, we can move to the live. I will show you.
സാർ ഒരു ഡൗട്ട് ഉണ്ടേ.
ചോദിച്ചു.
ഇപ്പൊ സപ്പോസ് FST ടീം 2 ഐറ്റം ഇന്റർസെപ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യുകയാണ്, ലിക്കറും ക്യാഷും. അപ്പൊ 2 എൻട്രി ആയിട്ടാണോ അതോ?
അതെ, എക്സാക്ട്ലി 2 എൻട്രി ആയിട്ടാണ്.
ESMS ആപ്പിനകത്ത് മൾട്ടിപ്പിൾ ഐറ്റംസ് എൻട്രി ചെയ്യാനുള്ള ഒരു ഓപ്ഷൻ കണ്ടു ഇന്റർസെപ്ഷന്റെ സ്ക്രീനിനകത്ത്.
മാഡം അത് ഡ്രോപ്പ് ഡൗൺ അല്ലേ കണ്ടത്?
അല്ല, ആഡ് ഐറ്റം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാല് ഒരു പോപ്പപ്പ് ഓപ്പൺ ആയി വരുന്ന ഒരു
ഓക്കെ. ഞാൻ ചെക്ക് ചെയ്യാം മാഡം. That can be done together. I will check and do it. Okay, so we will go to. So this is the portal. നമ്മളിപ്പോൾ നോക്കുന്നത് cVigilന്റെ portal ആണ്, not the mobile application. So here you will be providing, all DOs are provided with the login. Basically their CUG numbers have been onboarded. So what you have to do is that go there, select the stakeholders. You should select as district election officer. That is for DO login. If you are giving onboarding ROs and they have to login, then in the select stakeholder you should select it as returning officer bar assistant returning officer. Hope this is clear. So this is depends upon the stakeholders. For example, chief electoral officer will log in selecting chief electoral officer, and other who are the stakeholders, they have separate drop down. So you have to select the drop down correctly. So here in this case, we will select the DO login. So we have to give the number. So first time login, you have to give the OTP. So this will be the interface in the DEO login. And the first activity you have to do is the onboarding of the officers. So first thing you have to do is go to the user management. I hope you can visible in the first. I will say one thing. There will be two options. You can see DCC management and seizure management. Please note that DCC management is for the MCC violation activity, which is for the cVigil applications. And seizure management is for the ESMS application. So this should be taken care. DCC management and seizure management both will be there. So both we have to take care of. So first we will go for the MCC violation, which is a cVigil application. That is DCC management. You click on the DCC management and here you can see the user management. So first activity is here that we have to onboard the user. So first activity is we have to onboard ROs. So districts will be having 5 to 14 ROs in each district. So 3 to 14 ROs, I think 3 to 16 ROs depends upon the district. So every ROs has to be onboarded. You have just to click there, create new RO. And you have to provide these details. This might have already done by you in many years, but still for those who are new. So we have to enter the name, mobile, email ID. Then you have to select the concern. This is the Malappuram login I am using. So you have to go for this AC. You have to select which AC you have to and give the submit option. Then the other one is the main thing, that is the creation of the field teams. So that here you can see field unit info. In the menu card, we first time we have gone to user management for creating the RO login. And this time we will be for creating the FST, SST login, we will going for field unit info. So if, sorry, not field unit info. Sorry, cVigil investigator list. You can see that cVigil investigator list. So here you have to add the team. So first one, you have to add a new team. So basically this FST, SST team will be having two people, I think. One is a magistrate and one is an inspector. So one will be considered as a magistrate and one will be considered as an inspector. So you have to select the assembly constituency. So earlier one doubt came how you will differentiate the FST teams. So here you can give FST, Condoti or something like that. That's your easily. Enter the magistrate name, enter magistrate designation, enter inspector name, enter inspector designation. If you want to upload any PDF files relating to their proceedings or anything, you can add, but it is not mandatory. So you can give it as save. So once we give the same, that it is said team is successfully created. So please note that we have only gone through the half of this. The user has been created, but it is not active. So first thing what we have to do is that we have to onboard their mobile numbers. While creating this login, you might have noted that we have only given the name, email, etc. No phone numbers has been added. So first we have to add the phone numbers. So that is what is written action on numbers. I have selected it. You can see. So you go to add or editor there. So the magistrate and inspector will be listed. You have to provide the mobile number. You have to click submit. One member is added. So inspector also you have to. You can see that magistrate is got added in that menu. So now both members have been added with the mobile numbers. But here also we have to take a special care that in the status it is showing inactive. So if he wants to use the mobile application, this should be made active. So you click on there. So one become active. You click on the another one become active. So both numbers are active. So here we have onboarded the numbers. Then we have made that all the numbers active. Now also this is not complete. Here in the status, you should make this as active. Then only the field team is activated for onboarding in the mobile application. So don't create a team and just wait for it. You have to activate their mobile numbers and you have to active the whole team also. So two activations are there. Once again, I will show you. So usually what happens is that you will create a team and you give the details to FST, SST team and they will go to the field and they may not be able to log in and the login issues will come. So first you give the add new team. Then you select the assembly. Then you enter the name for the team, which you can decide. Enter the magistrate name. enter the magistrate name, enter the inspector name, enter the inspector designation, and you give the save option. So here team is successfully created. So now two more activities are there. You have to activate their numbers. You have to activate the team also. So first thing you will do is that action on numbers. You will go add bar edit details. Then in the magistrate name, against the magistrate name, you will add the number. In the inspector also, you will add the number. So submit. So member is added. So one at a time only. So another number we have to again give a submit. So two members are added. Then you have to make all the numbers active. So the numbers are made active. Close it. Now you come to the status of the team that is still inactive. So you have to make it out, make it also active. So now the team has activated. So automatically once you activate, the message will be pushed to these officers that you have been onboarded in the cVigil mobile application. You download the application through that, some message will be automatically pushed to them and they will receive the. So this, like this, you have to create the teams for all teams. You can add multiple teams and you can do the onboarding. So this is regarding the onboarding in the cVigil application. Currently you can log in through, or you can go through all these options. And if at all any doubts are there, you can come in the group or you can call me. So I'm not going to explain all the options because already it is self-understandable while we are using the portal. So if at all any doubt is there, you can raise it in the group or to me. Then comes the
Question. Sir, for one constituency, you can create one team or multiple teams.
You can. So we have created for one door. So one door you can create again.
Okay.
So whatever the proceedings is saying, if for one constituency there might be 2-3 teams, I think so. I don't know. So whatever.
What is the use of this transfer option?
Yeah, there will be an option to transfer, but I have to check that. I will come back. Okay. If anybody knows about it, can respond. I think transfer option is there, or we have to delete it and create in another district. That I have to check. So I have noted it down. I will come back to it.
SST also can be done through the same option or separate menu?
Separate option.
Same only, same. Everything.
Same menu.
Yeah. Everything in same option, sir. FST. Except that RO login, we have to go for the user management. All other teams can be onboarded here.
So in the investigator has to install the app, the magistrate has to install it first, no? Then only they can.
Yes.
Yeah. Then how can they link with their subordinate?
Subordinate.
അതായത് രണ്ട് ഓഫീസർമാരും ഒരു മജിസ്ട്രേറ്റും പിന്നെ ഒരു സപ്പോർട്ടിംഗ് സ്റ്റാഫ് ഉണ്ടാവുമല്ലോ.
Yes, sir. That is the inspector that we have added just now.
Inspector.
Yeah. That will be there. I think 2 people only.
അല്ല അവരുടെ ഇൻസ്പെക്ടർ ആഡ് ചെയ്യുന്നതിന് എന്തെങ്കിലും പ്രൊസീജിയർ ഉണ്ടോ?
ഇല്ല സർ, നമ്മൾ ഓൾറെഡി ആ ടീമായിട്ടാണല്ലോ ആഡ് ചെയ്തേക്കുന്നത്.
ഓക്കെ ഇതിനൊരു ടീമായിട്ടാണ് ആഡ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് അല്ലേ?
ടീമായിട്ടാണ്, നമ്മളിവിടെ ടീമായിട്ടാണ്, 2 പേരെ ടീമായിട്ടാണ് ആഡ് ചെയ്തത്.
Sir, SST will be sitting in control room only, right?
Pardon?
You said FST and SST must be created. The SST and the stationary team will be in control room, right?
Will be. If you don't want to create, you can create. If they are in the field or they want to take any action, you can create SSTs. Basically, this is for field surveillance only. So that's a question is relevant. But if you want to add SST team, you can add. So you said SST will be a stationary people, right? That's what you're saying. Right. How they will go to field, right?
No, last time SST teams are deployed in many stations, like boundaries of assembly, like that. So a static team is there in field and they won't travel like FST. That's the difference. And we can
so if you want to add them, you can add them. No issues. They can also take.
Yes, we can differentiate them while we are adding their name. That's it.
Yes.
In that editor, there is a transfer option. So I think it can be used to transfer. No, it's not here. It was a.
I will check, sir. I will check that.
Right.
I will check and I will update.
1 minute before you have shown a screen, no?
Yeah, 1 minute, sir. 1 minute, 1 minute. I understood.
This one, there is a
Okay.
transfer.
Okay, okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you. So here we have the transfer option. But sir, I will check it. I will do it one time and I will come back after verifying it.
പക്ഷെ അതിനതിൽ എഡിറ്റ് അല്ല, അതിന്റെ ആക്ടിവിറ്റി തൊട്ടിപ്പുറത്ത് ട്രാൻസ്ഫർ ബട്ടൺ ഇല്ല, അതായിരിക്കും ട്രാൻസ്ഫർ ഉദ്ദേശിച്ചത്.
Okay. Yeah. Fine. So this is basically for transferring the FST. Okay. Anyway, I will get back that. I will get a clarity and will come back.
ഷൈൻ GS view ഒന്ന് കാണിച്ച് എന്താ കാണിക്കുന്നത്?
Sir, here this is the control. The control room should put this view, GIS view. So whenever a citizen raises a complaint, it will be get visible in the here.
Okay.
Understood. It will be numbered and it will be listed in the live incident. Below the live incident, it will be listed and you have to assign the case from there. So currently, sir, is no live thing happening. That's why it's showing black. So the control room team should show the GIS view only. I think one sound also will come in the control room whenever a new case is assigned. So there will be 5 minutes here. Here there will be only 5 minutes to assign the case. Otherwise, it will be showing overdue here. That has to be taken care. So I have asked for doing the trial in current cVigil, but ECA has not permitted. So if we get the permission, we can do the trial also. Okay, you can go through this portal, and if anything comes up, you can call me or you can put the message in the group. Now we will go to the seizure management. As I earlier said, this is all related to MCC violation, DCC management. ESMS will be happening in the seizure management module only. Even though there are two mobile applications, the portal is a single portal named cVigil, which is handling both. But the mobile application in the field will be two different applications. cVigil different and ESMS also different. I hope you are understanding. For in the portal, both are together, but coming to the mobile application, both are different applications. So here in the seizure management, what we have to do is that we have to create the FST SST team, same as in the cVigil case. So earlier I said already you will be thinking that already I have created in the DCC management and the cVigil their FST team. Then why to create? But you have to note that since the mobile applications are different, in both the modules, you have to create the FST bar SST teams. So head of the team. Here we are not creating the team, means both magistrate and inspector. Here we are only creating the head of the team, select the role, FST bar SST district officer expenditure, select the AC, mobile number, email ID and give the submit button. Then your FST, SST teams are getting onboarded here. They're only a one-time entry, not like the cVigil magistrate and inspector. Only the head of the team will be onboarded here. And then come to the DLBC user management. Here you have to create all are there in the menu, seizure management menu, all are there. You have to create the user name, mobile, email ID and coordinator. Right. So here basically we have three types of coordinators: bank coordinator, post office coordinator and cooperative bank coordinator. So it depends upon, mainly bank coordinators will be there. I am doubtful whether cooperative banks, last time it was not there, I think so. So it depends upon whom you are onboarding. Hello. Post office also might be having cash movements, I think so. So if they also want, you can create the post office coordinator. If cooperative banks also, cooperative bank coordinator can be added.
The Kerala Bank and all, we have to add as the cooperative bank coordinator.
Kerala Bank is a scheduled bank under RBI, right? So I will check, sir.
Okay.
യൂഷ്വലി ലീഡ് ബാങ്ക് മാനേജേഴ്സ് ആണ് നമുക്ക് ബാങ്ക് കോർഡിനേറ്റേഴ്സ് ആയിട്ട് വരുന്നത്. ലാസ്റ്റ് ടൈം അങ്ങനെ തന്നെയായിരുന്നു, DLBC യൂസർ. അപ്പോൾ ഈ കേരള ബാങ്ക് അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ കീഴിൽ വരുവാണെങ്കിൽ നമ്മൾ സെപ്പറേറ്റ് ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്യേണ്ടി വരില്ല. ഇദ്ദേഹത്തിന് മാത്രം ലീഡ് ബാങ്കിന്റെ കോർഡിനേറ്റർ മാത്രം കൊടുത്താൽ മതിയാവും. ലാസ്റ്റ് ടൈം ഈ ഷൈൻ പറഞ്ഞ പോസ്റ്റ് ഓഫീസും കോപ്പറേറ്റീവ് ബാങ്കും
ഇല്ലായിരുന്നു, അത് പുതിയതായിട്ട് ആഡ് ചെയ്തതാണ്. ഞാൻ ജസ്റ്റ് ഒന്ന് മൊബൈൽ ആപ്ലിക്കേഷൻ, എനിക്ക് ലോഗിൻ ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റില്ല കറന്റ്. ഞാൻ ജസ്റ്റ് ആ മൊബൈൽ ആപ്ലിക്കേഷൻ ഈ എങ്ങനെ എടുക്കുന്നതെന്നുള്ളതിന്റെ ഒന്ന് കാണിക്കാൻ പറ്റുമോ നോക്കാം. ഒന്ന് വെയിറ്റ് ചെയ്യാം. ഹലോ, ഓക്കെ. ഇത്തവണ നിങ്ങൾ പ്ലേ സ്റ്റോറിൽ പോയിട്ട് ECI നെറ്റ് എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ആപ്ലിക്കേഷൻ ആണ് ഡൗൺലോഡ് ചെയ്യേണ്ടത്. ആക്ച്വലി എല്ലാ ആപ്ലിക്കേഷൻസും ECIയുടെ എല്ലാ ആപ്ലിക്കേഷൻസും ECI നെറ്റ് എന്നുള്ള ഒറ്റ പോർട്ടലിലോട്ടാണ് അവർ കൊണ്ടുവന്നിരിക്കുന്നത്. സെപ്പറേറ്റ് ആയിട്ട് പോയി ഡൗൺലോഡ് ചെയ്യേണ്ട കാര്യമില്ല. ഈവൻ ദോ സെപ്പറേറ്റ് ഡൗൺലോഡ് ചെയ്താലേ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് കിട്ടും. എന്നിരുന്നാലും ECI നെറ്റ് ഡൗൺലോഡ് ചെയ്തതിന് ശേഷം നിങ്ങൾ ഇത് ഓപ്പൺ ചെയ്യുമ്പം നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ECI നെറ്റ് എന്നാണ്
ഇംഗ്ലീഷ്.
ഓക്കെ. 1 minute. വൺസ് നിങ്ങൾ ഓപ്പൺ ചെയ്ത് കഴിയുമ്പോൾ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇങ്ങനെ ഒരു ഇന്റർഫേസിലോട്ട് വരും. ഇതിൽ നിങ്ങൾ ആ 3 മെനു ബട്ടൺ ഉണ്ടല്ലോ, അവിടെ ക്ലിക്ക് ചെയ്ത് കഴിയുമ്പോൾ ഓഫീസേഴ്സ് ലോഗിൻ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞൊരു ഓപ്ഷൻ കാണും. ഇതിലൂടെയാണ് നമ്മൾ എല്ലാ ആപ്ലിക്കേഷൻസിലോട്ടും ലോഗിൻ ചെയ്യുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ ECI sorry fine. So this is a mobile application. So earlier for every applications we have separate mobile applications, but this time what ECI has done is that they have made all the applications in a single interface. So that is called as ECI Net. So from the Play Store or from the App Store, you can see the logo display. You can download that ECI Net and you can open the application. So once it is open, so ECI Net is not only for officers, actually it is for every citizens also. So whatever citizen services we are providing, all citizen services, all official logins, all purposes, this single application will do. So we have for the first interface that will come is for the citizens only. So this is not for officers. So whatever their track applications, their registration forms, which is already there doing not only for particularly for any elections, it is a general process which is happening that will be visible. So what we have to do is that in the topmost button, you can see a 3 lines menu. In that, if you click, you can see that officer's login will be there. So if you go to that officer's login, there is 2 types of logins. One is ECI officer. I will come to that later. Next is conduct of election. So this is what we are doing. We are doing the election process. So we have to click on this conduct of election and we have to click the next button. So in the next button, you can see all the IT applications has been listed. There are contact directory, first one. Second one is the ESMS applications, which we have discussed. Second one is the Pro ECI Net Pro, which I have told in the initial stage, which we will be taking the training later. For the presiding officers, that will be the Suvidha Nodal. It comes in the Encore application for permissions. That also we will cover up later. So that application is there. Then we have cVigil Decider, cVigil Monitor, cVigil Investigator, and cVigil Observer app is there. So these apps are there. So you can just click on this. For example, in the election seizure management system, and you click on the next button. You can only, while using the app, you click. Then it will goes to the ESMS application. So there is no need to download the application separately. So all should download the ECI Net mobile application. From that, every applications, depending upon his role, can onboard onto the particular application. So here I am not onboarding. You can onboard it with the use. I have already told how to onboard the officers. So you can do the trial with the officers. You can explore the application. And only thing is that you don't give any submit, because the submit will be reflecting in the reports and all. So don't go for the submit button. Till then, you can go explore the application. And if at all any doubt comes up, you can contact us. So this is mobile application. Again, once I say, all applications are under single application ECI Net this time. So the officers are only need to install the ECI Net mobile applications. Hope it is clear. You can install it. You can use it by creating a demo user in your cVigil logins. You can try it. Only thing is that before, don't give the submit button. Till the submit button, you can do whatever activities. But because once submit is given, it will reflect it in the portal. So it will be difficult. So anyway, I am trying for the ECI to provide in the at least in the cVigil for 2 days to do the trial things. I have already requested. If the request is sanctioned, I will inform you. Otherwise, don't do the submit button. Till then, you can try out. And if any doubts are there, you can come ask us. Hope it's clear. Okay. So another thing is that we have created a group which is exclusively for district nodal officers and assistant district nodal officers. But some districts have raised a request for adding some other officials. So we don't want any RO teams or like that teams in this group, because it will be very difficult if we handle everything through that level. So if any applications, if any nodal officers are there, for example, in some districts for cVigil, there will be one nodal officer. And for another application, there will be, if at all anything like that is there, you can give me a message. I will add them. Otherwise, we will keep this as close as a very small group, because many of the queries can be dealt by from the district itself. There is no need to raise it to CEO office. So if you add anybody other than that, all queries will come, and we might not be able to track the queries. So we want exclusively this group for the district nodal officers and assistant nodal officers. So you can raise anything in that group, any doubts, any clarifications you can ask in that group. We will respond back, or you can call me also. I hope in that group, my mobile number is also there. So you can call me and we can clear that doubts. And further to this, we will be taking trainings in the coming days on Encore and ECI Net app, then ETBBMS, etc. That I will schedule the training times and will inform you, so that we can go through that applications also. So today itself, you can try out the cVigil applications through the mobile applications, etc. Any issues facing, you can raise it to us. We will respond promptly. So I wish all the best to every officers. If at all any queries there, you can ask now, or else we can wind up the meeting.
Could you please share the PPT?
Yeah, I will share the PPT section.
Thank you.
Shine.
Okay, then, yeah.
Shine, is the group is already started? This IT nodal.
Yes, sir, I will add you, sir. I will add you.
But I think in Ernakulam, still the proceedings is not yet.
Sir, Ernakulam, we have been shared with the 2 numbers. We have added that. We have added them. Anyway, I will add you also, sir.
Please add me also.
Yes, sir, sure. So whatever whoever offices we have added is as per the list shared from the districts.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Thank
Sir.
you.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, friend. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.